Hey guys, what's going on? Damian Forrester here with Sacred Grounds. Lately, we've been doing a lot of lives and a lot of lives to get you to understand who we are, but not only who we are at Sacred Grounds, located at 2950 King Avenue West, but who our vendors are, our in house vendors. And so, one of the first people that I want to introduce to you is Mr. Walter Williams. Many of you guys know Walter already from Dan Walt, right? Dan Walt Gardens. So, I mean, I'm going to let him introduce himself because he probably had a lot more information about himself than I can give you. So, let's start with this. Mr. Walter, who are you? How did you get to Billings? What's going on with you? Where did you come from?
Wow,
from
you really want to go back.
I'm going back. I want to get to know you.
Well, I'm an artist. I studied at Western Washington University for 4 years art, and then moved to Wyoming, came to Billings shortly after that, went back to school and studied psychology and worked as an acute psychiatric social worker, Billings Clinic.
Oh, goodness. I feel like he's analyzing you right now.
I've got your number already. So I knew what you were doing before you even
I
invited
know.
me.
So we got this little thing set up here right now in the grove, we call it. And he was sitting out there, and I think he had an idea, but I was trying to surprise him. Anyway.
I'm really intuitive. So
yes, apparently. Please continue.
All right. So I've done a lot of artwork over the years, have had numerous individual art shows at Dan Walt Gardens, which my partner and I created some 26 years ago here in Billings. Let's see, about 35 years ago, I worked for the museum in Cody, Wyoming, and I was a product developer for them. And in the process of that job, I started creating scarves with the museum and have kind of just went on from there to create the scarves for myself.
Okay, so let's talk about that. That's a great intro. Thank you very much. So you are set up in shop here at Sacred Grounds from the beginning, and thank you so much for your support. I've seen a lot of people walk in here. I would probably say more than 90%, 95% of the people that walk in here, and I mention your name after giving them a tour, they're like, oh my gosh, I know him, or they know of you, or they've seen your scarf. So let's start down that path. I mean, how is this created? Where'd you get the idea from? What's going on with it?
Well, they're created from my photography. I've been a photographer for about 45 years, and I've done a lot of commercial photography and stuff. And it just kind of was a nice slide into making scarves. I really enjoy doing the scarves at the museum and now on my own. And I travel around the world. I've just went to Greece, and India, Sri Lanka, and have designs from those photos. I work with them on the computer and create impressionistic art pieces from them, as you can see behind us here. And from there, work with it in designing the scarves and shapes and putting together files that I send to a manufacturer that does the printing for me.
Okay. So as I understand, and I tell people, maybe you can give us an example. We have a couple of examples here of some of your scarves. So maybe if you show them and choose one, because from what I understand, there's always a story behind one of your scarves, right? So why don't you walk us through what you have here?
Well, I brought a couple. I brought my favorite just because of the color and stuff of the scarf. And hopefully you can see it here. This one is done with just shapes and designs that I put together. At times I get kind of bored with just doing a photo. So I just kind of on the computer work with it and create designs. So this one is pretty colorful. They're all 100% silk. They all have hand-rolled edges on them.
You got to see these things.
And if you know anything about scarves, the hand-rolled edge is something you're going to look for and check out before anybody even knows you're looking at it. So some of the others that I've done, I've done a lot of floral stuff with the scarves. This one here, pardon my fumbling here.
That's beautiful.
Now
I'm seeing is that a flower?
This
right?
this is a morning glory blossom that I've taken in South America. They grow everywhere. They're kind of a weed. They also grow around here as well. So people grow them all the time in their flower gardens and stuff. But this one was from a trip to Lima, Peru.
Ooh. All right.
And the last one I have here is a red one. This one is a hibiscus. I don't know if you can see it there.
Yes.
This hibiscus is actually from my garden, but have many photos from around the world. I traveled to all the botanical gardens to get these photos and create these designs. So
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So how long would it take for one of these scarves to be produced? I mean, after that vision of yours, how long does it take for one to actually come to the States?
I probably spend up to 16 hours in the design process, being able to separate the photos. I have one scarf that has over 30 different photographs in it, and they're stacked in the computer. So putting that all together, once I get the design ready, it is sent to the company that produces my scarves, and they have about a 21 to 28 day turnaround.
Wow. Wow. Now, obviously, these are all custom for your stuff. Have you ever had anyone, I'm throwing this question out there, anyone come to you and say, hey, would you design me a scarf?
I've had lots of people come and ask me to design their scarves. What happens with that is that the process, I have to order in quantity.
Got it.
So if you had a favorite picture of grandma and you wanted your scarf made out of it, you probably don't want 100 of them.
Right. But what if you had a wedding?
So if you had a wedding,
wanted to give them as gifts, right?
It's possible. It's possible if you have enough people that you want to give them to. You could do the smallest quantity that I've been able to produce is 20 at a time.
Okay.
So that's doable probably if you wanted to do it. Because they're all signed artwork, it would have to be a
there it is right there. Am I getting
right
it?
There.
There it is.
And they're all pretty limited editions, wearable art. So I would be the one I would require doing the photography to do the custom work. And then maybe they can tie in a little bit of somebody else's work, but for the idea that I've got my name on it and stuff, it has to be my work.
I tell you, that would be a beautiful present, especially if you're coming down. And how many scarves do you think you have in your boutique?
In the shop, I would guess there's probably 300, 350,
and
right in around there.
Well, that's scarf quantity, custom scarves. So you probably,
a custom scarf, I wouldn't do any less than 20.
Right. No. How many do you have in there? You have 300 different designs, or
in the studio, individually 300. Designs, there's 35.
35. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I should have been more specific. That's right. All right. So, man, Christmas is coming up.
Yes.
Right, and the holidays, and we're going to have the Festival of Lights December 9th. And so I think maybe what we should do is tell people to come on through 2950 King Avenue West. Come see Walter personally and ask questions. Is that okay? If they ask questions about the scarves
and
the
stories.
Absolutely. And
So-
they're wonderful stories. I've heard some of them already. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in. So every week, every day, we're going to do something here with the different modalities as well as the different vendors that we have in-house as well as out of house that come in. So thank you guys so very much for viewing. We look forward to seeing you here at our store at Sacred Grounds. Take care, guys.
See you later.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are going to do